Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Since the new Smurfs movie just came out a few weeks ago, I'm going to be versing the Smurfs and the Smurfs 2 to see which one is worse. So without further ado, here we go. The Smurfs movie released on July 29th, 2011. It was also released on June 16, 2011, but somewhere else. Now, production companies are Columbia Pictures, Sony Pictures Animation, the Kearney Entertainment Company, distributed by Sony Pictures Releasing. This Rotten Tomatoes is 21%, and we shall see why this movie is bad. Pretty much, it's about the Smurfs preparing for the festival of the Blue Moon. Then Papa Smurf sees a vision from Clumsy Smurf reaching for the dragon wand, and Gargamel ends up capturing the Smurfs, and Clumsy leaves and ends up in Gargamel in the village, and the Smurfs flee unknowingly, runs into the Forbidden Falls, and just things aren't going well to the point where some of the Smurfs end up falling, including Smurfette, Grouchy, Brainy, Gutsy, obviously Papa, and that's pretty much where the story starts. They end up in Earth area and all that stuff, and it's a crazy story, if anything like that. I'm not going to summarize the entire thing, but I think at the end, they end up destroying Gargamel and all that, and things are back to normal. But honestly, I can probably see why this movie, for example, the animation's not great, the story is kind of lacking in its spots and all that stuff, and I don't know, the movie is just not really great, to be honest. If you're a huge fan of Smurfs, then you'll probably be disappointed in this movie, because honestly, it's not that great, and I can understand why this movie has since been rebooted. But there's also a sequel movie, so let's look at that one as well. The Smurfs 2 was released on July 31st, 2013. Production companies are Columbia Pictures, Sony Pictures Animation, Kearney Entertainment Company, Hemisphere Media Capital. Distributed by Sony Pictures Releasing. This Rotten Tomatoes score is 14%. Oh, by the way, one of the actors in the Smurfs movies is Neil Patrick Harris, which is really funny, because I did not expect that. But is this movie good? Better than the first movie? No. From the most part, it's not that great. Honestly, basically 4 years after the events of the first film, Smurfette's birthday, they reach out about the story of how she was created by Gargamel, destroyed them before Papa Smurf rescued her, turned her into a true blue Smurf, and Smurfette is having nightmares, and then Smurfette ends up getting taken and all that stuff afterwards. Gargamel and Azrael, now celebrities and all that, and ends up taking Smurfette. And they also have these two other people who weren't blue Smurfs and all that stuff, and they end up taking Smurfette, and now they're all gonna try and save, this, Smurfette and all that stuff. So it's a crazy adventure for the most part. But again, things the events of the movie play out, and eventually things are back to normal. The two not so blue Smurfs end up becoming blue Smurfs, and they destroy Gargamel, and that is it. So is Smurfs 2 better than the first movie? Honestly, no. This movie is honestly not that great, because I feel like this movie is even worse than the first movie, because the plot is not good either. And honestly, the story is just kind of bland. The story sounds like a good concept, but again, they use the terrible animation. And honestly, again, if you're a Smurfs fan, this is not for you. This is not a great movie by the slightest. And I'm really sad, because I feel like this movie could have been, much better. Oh, sorry if I'm doing all those gasp things. But anyways, this movie is not that great. Honestly, if you prefer Smurfs, just watch a different movie instead. After going through both, I can confirm that the Smurfs 2 is honestly the worst, because this movie is just not that great. And honestly, I don't prefer either of these Smurfs movies, because it's like the Garfield situation where both of the movies are bad, and this is the same situation where both of the movies are terribly bad. And it's a shame, because I feel like they could be better, but honestly, how they made them it's just really, really bad, and that is very unfortunate. So go and watch a different movie than these two, because these two are not great. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.